station, boys and girls. It's time for Blamephable and his amazing friends.
We take our passions and our fandoms and we turn them into conversations with you.
Station. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Blamephable and his amazing friends with Nick Comic Culture. But please, without further ado, help me welcome Brother Joe.
Station, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special dedication. Dun, dun, dun. Your love is like a tidal wave spinning over my head. Dun, 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 drowning me in your promises. Better left unsaid. Dun, dun, dun. You're the right kind of sinner to release my inner fantasies. The invincible winner. And you know that you were born to be. Dun, dun, dun. Heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker. Don't you mess around with me. You're a heartbreaker, dream taker, love maker. Don't you mess around. No, no, no.
That is awesome, Brother Joe. Station. I'm sure Jen is going to love that one, man. How have you been, brother? How are you?
Good. Enjoying it. You know, I'm on top of my game right now with the Red Kingdom, so everything's looking good.
What's that thing on your shirt there? I'm trying to read it, but I don't know what it means.
Hey, I don't know. Somebody gave it to me. You know what the back says, don't you?
No, let me see what it says. Ah! What's a backlog, bro? Exactly. Station. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the show, Blamephable and his amazing friends with Nick Comic Culture, man. Unfortunately, Nick could not join us, Brother Joe. He's got the nerve to be a good dad, the nerve to be a family man. What is wrong with this guy, man?
Hey, he's got too many places to be. He needs to be cloned.
But Brother Joe, you already know. What do we have here more than anything else, man? What do we have?
I think, in my opinion, we're the only place that I know of that has amazing friends.
There you go, Brother Joe. So of course, I put the call out there, and an amazing friend has come to join us today. And it's one of the crews, man. One of the crews. So let's bring him in. Here we go. Hey, we got Stu, Dr. Doom's fan.
All right.
In the house. Station. What's going on, brother? Yep.
Let me unmute that mic. Sorry. Station Brother Joe, Station Phable. Thank y'all for having me. Somebody got to clock in for work, man. I don't know what's Nick, bro.
You, bro.
Man, but you know I got you.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on this Saturday.
Hell yeah. I know you can't chill with us the whole show. I know you got to get out of here, so I appreciate your time, man. How was your week, man? How was everything?
Man, it's been great, man. Good week. Good week at home. Business as usual. We got the pumpkin patch on Monday. Looking forward to that
Nice.
with the kiddos. The
Nice.
school trip. Good week of streams with Supreme Clientele Wednesdays at 9. With
Hell yeah.
I had a good show with Link, and then of course talking Friday the 13th yesterday with Link, Robbie, and Verno on Blood Splatter Chatter. Great week, man. A lot of fun with
Hell
the
yeah.
guys. Yeah.
That was a good
yeah.
show.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you, bro.
Hell yeah, that was a great show yesterday. But I'll get into that in a sec because I'm definitely gonna announce the Horror Fest lineup in a few. But yeah, man, this week has been crazy. Yesterday, I hooked up with Big Herm Collectibles, and we went down to Midtown Comics on in Times Square, and we met up with the Energon crew, man. So that's Daniel Warren Johnson, Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley. Who else was there? Lorenzo Di Felici, the artist of Oblivion song, and Chroma. So we got our books signed, me and Big Herm. It was an awesome time last night, man. I posted a bunch of stuff on the Instagram, so if you guys checked it out, you can see some of the stuff we got into down there. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy ass week. But man, this show is jam-packed today, bro. So much stuff happened, and we're in the midst of New York Comic Con, man. New York Comic Con is in full effect. It's been in effect in the city since Thursday. And people have been going crazy over the foil variants. I don't know if you've been looking at your gram lately when it comes to these variants, but everybody's been complaining or trying to get the variants, one or the other. It's been
I wondered what they were talking about. I had no idea.
Yeah, I saw $30 for $30 for a book. I mean, unless it's something, I don't know, for a new book. Like, come on, I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's like E says.
That's my personal preference.
Says Comic Con, they have variants. That's how this game goes.
That's how they get. Yeah, absolutely.
You can't get mad at it. Sure, I'd love to have them all, but you know how it goes. We can't afford all that stuff all the time. But hell yeah, man, great week. I'm happy to have both you gentlemen on. Brother Joe, thank you for joining me as always. I love you, my brother. I'm gonna see you on the other side.
All right, you know me. Anytime, any place, I'll be there.
Station, Brother Joe.
Just call my name.
All right, man. Stu, first time co-hosting. This is gonna be great, man. It's gonna be
Hell
great.
Yeah, bro. Looking forward to it. Let me ask you real quick, man. Who like out of those 4 guys yesterday, who did you have the most interaction with? Did you talk to one more than the other, or?
They were
I didn't realize it was all of those guys together. I thought it was just Daniel Warren Johnson. That's awesome.
No, it was all of them together. They were at a table in the top floor. They were all seated together across from each other like that, like, you know what I mean? And it was just a line. You go, you get your books, you get them signed, you go to whichever guy you wanted to. You only had a limit of 3 books, unfortunately. But yeah, I guess yeah, you didn't really have much time to interact with them. I spoke to Daniel Warren Johnson real quick. When I went up to him, I had to say it.
You did? Like we were talking about it on Wednesday night. Did you say it?
I told Herb. I said, Herb, when I get up online, I'm going to tell him. He said, no, don't do that. I'm going to do it. So when I got up on the line, I was like, thank you. It'd be my pleasure, my honor if you could sign this for me. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for shooting Bumblebee right in the face. Thank you so much.
You were such a G for that, dude. I love it.
He started laughing. Di Felici started laughing. They were going crazy. So I made them pop, man. It was good.
Dude, that was awesome. That's awesome. I'm so glad you delivered on. I knew you would deliver on your promise, dude.
Hell yeah. But let me get to the chat real quick before we bring our guest of honor. I cannot wait to have Jen, Comic Books Will Break Your Heart, finally on the show. She's been backstage this whole time, but I want to say what up to everybody before I bring her in. So let me just say what up to everybody. First, we got Kevin, Entropy and Comics in the house. Station, my brother. How are you, man? We got our homegirl, our sister, OUG, officially unofficial geek in the house. Station, what is going on? We got the Nocturnal, Miss So, in the house. Station, what is going on, man? We got my brother, Chop and Drop 2013 in the house. He said, afternoon CBF. Hope you all have an awesome weekend. Absolutely, my brother. Thanks for joining us. We got my other brother, John Castle, Spiliotopoulos. Did I say that right? I think I said that right, brother. But we just call him Spilio out here. station to all of us outstanding awesomeness, breathtaking, beautiful people in here today. John, man, I think you're talking about yourself. You're the only breathtaking, beautiful, outstanding person that I know, brother. You and Missing Link. Yeah, the two of you. We got my brother Iman, World of Geek, in the house. Hey, Iman, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We got this troublemaker in the house. We got Two Gun Pedro in the building. Pew pew. Station Two Gun. What is going on, man? So many good people in here today. We got our other brother, Verno, Blood, Splatter, Chatter in the house. Station. What is going on? How you doing, Verno? Let's see. What else? Who else, rather? Oh, the chat just jumped on me, guys. I'm sorry. Here we go. Okay. We got my brother, Missing Link, in the house. Station Missing Link. How are you? We got my sister, Inja Binja, in the house.
Station.
How are you, man? Oh, man. Got another good brother here, Tacky 616, in the building. Station. What's going on, Tack, man? Did I say this guy already? Did I say Bobby G in the house? I don't think so. Bobby G in the house.
Station, bro.
What is going on, man? All my friends are here today. What is happening? Bro. It jumped on me again, brother. Hold on. Okay. We got Nostalgic Addicts in the house. Station. Nostalgic Addicts, man. He said, what did he say here? Thanks, YouTube, for the notification. Damn it.
It do be like five minutes late sometimes, man. Trying to get you.
We got my brother James Phelps in the house. James.
Station.
What is going on, my brother? We got Eric, the Stash, the Rants in the house. Station, Eric. How are you? We got Billy, Power Max. Hell, Billy. Station. What's going on, my brothers, man? I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. Just keep commenting. We'll get there. But, man, let's bring in our guests, dude. Let's see how.
Yeah, let's do it, bro.
Yeah, we've all been waiting for her. You know, I've known Jeff for a few years now, or known of her. We've interacted here and there in the last 2 or 3 years. Like all of us, you know, a lot of us came in and met each other through the pandemic and everything that brought along. And she's always been awesome community member. She used to do a show. I don't know if she's still doing. She plans on coming back, but she did a show with her one of her best friends, Mars, where they reviewed comics every week, and it was a great show. You know, so much laughs. I remember, I think we were talking about Rick Remender or something like that, sniffing his farts or some weirdness like that we were talking about. I don't know. We used to get into these bits on that show. So yeah, man. Unfortunately, not too long ago, she made a post saying that she had cancer. And when I heard that news, it hit me right away, right? Because I know so many people that got afflicted with this cancer, this disease, including one of my best friends in the batch, John Thomas. So I figured when she announced that, I said, I got to get her on. I got to talk to her. I got to see how she's doing. I'm pretty sure people want to see how she's doing. But I also knew that she was going through it, and it was not a good time for her. But I put the call out anyway. I said, you know what, let me put the call out. I'm pretty sure maybe she might like that. Even if she can't make it, at least she has somebody reaching out and saying, hey, we want to see you, we want to talk to you. So, but she accepted. She wanted to come on, and it was awesome. But like with these things, she couldn't make the last show. She was very sick that day. And she hit me up early in the morning. So it must have been like, I don't know, 3 a.m. for her. But she hit me up, let me know how she was feeling. No problem, you know, no problem. I want you to feel better. But she immediately said, but I'm coming next week. And I said, yay. So I'm so happy to bring her on. But let me stop jabbering, man. Let's get Jen on the show.
Hell yeah.
Comics will break your heart.
Hello. Hello.
Station.
Thank you for all of the sweet things that you just said about me. That was so sweet. And I also, Brother Joe, if you're listening, I love that song that you did. That was absolutely great. So thank you so much.
Yeah, he's been planning that for weeks, Jen. When I told him you were coming on, he said, I don't know if I should do Heartbreaker or this other heart song. I forgot what it was called. Another heart song. He was like, He was confused. He didn't know what to do.
I love the song that he chose, so he did great. You can tell he's been practicing.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for joining us. Long time in the making.
Yeah.
Even before this, whatever happened. I've always wanted to have you eventually on this show. But
I feel so surprised that we haven't. I'm positive we've done a show together before, and then I was like, no, we haven't, but we've interacted so much, and you've always come into the chat when I was doing my show, so it feels like we've done shows together. So
I know it does. It really does. We run in the same circles. You run with Bueller and them, and we know Bueller and them, and we all part of the same family. But happy to have you. Just wanted to see how you were doing, and when I say how you're doing, you feel free to say whatever you want to say. You can mention whatever you want to mention. But we just want to know how you feeling.
I've made a public announcement about it. I found out a couple months ago that I have advanced stage cancer, which kind of sucks, but it just means that the treatment, it is what it is, kind of sucks. It means that I'm I should be good 5-6 days after chemo, and then I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, despite what the media says, cancer and chemo isn't as glamorous as they make it out, as the media makes it out to be. But I'm here, and there's so many people around me that just support me and have been so kind with their words that I don't want to say that they're the only reason why I'm I've got to make it through this, but it makes me feel like I'm going to make it through this. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate y'all.
I appreciate your time. Like I said, I was telling these guys earlier, Stu can't hang with us too long, and Jen, because of what she's going through, I don't want to keep her here too long. So we're just going to barrel through the news as much as we can. But I appreciate your time, Jen. I really do. And I appreciate you. I'm so happy that you're on my show.
Me too. Me too.
Oh, yeah.
And look at all these beautiful people that showed up. 23 in the chat. Strong, man. This is only our second show, guys. This is community support right here. I can't thank you guys for hanging with us on a Saturday afternoon, which I know for most of you guys are out there busy, running your errands, maybe reading your comics, playing with your kids, whatever. I am so happy you guys joined us. Before we get into the news today, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping, guys, real quick. I always like to thank everybody that participates in our little hashtags that we got going on here. We do a little hashtag called Figgy Friday on Fridays, and we do a one called Throw Your Setup Saturdays on Saturdays, where we just share our stuff, man, and we meet new people. Love doing that hashtag. Love everybody that participates in it. So once again, thanks, guys, for hanging with us. As a matter of fact, one of the main guys that helps me run that tag just jumped in. Mike Haggs Station. How you doing, good sir? Hell yeah. Also, I want to tell everybody to follow Rock and Robbie, Pop Culture Philosopher, Dylan from Dylan's Horror Show, and my boy Verno from Blood Splatter Chatter. We do a little thing around here called Horror Fest. We're in the midst of our Horror Fest where we review horror movies. We started at the end of August, Jen. The end of August.
I love it. It doesn't have to be, I mean, to me, end of August is start of spooky season, but it doesn't have to be October to watch. Please watch horror movies all year round.
Oh yeah, man. I'm glad you said that, because we're gonna be hitting you up next Horror Fest.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. So as far as Horror Fest, last night, Friday night, my boy Stu, my co-host, my brother Link, and my brother Robbie all three of them were on Verno's Blood Splatter Chatter channel reviewing Friday the 13th, man. Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th. Perfect. It was a great show. Hell yeah. So everybody go check the rewind on that. But coming up tonight on Dylan's Horror Show, they're going to be doing, guess what? Friday the 13th part 2. It's absolutely perfect. It goes right into each other. So go check that out tonight. I believe they're 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm not 100% sure of that. But yeah, check out Dylan's Horror Show. And then on Monday we're reviewing what I think personally is the scariest movie that we're doing on Horror Fest, and that is Ju-on, The Grudge, man. The Japanese version of The Grudge. That
So
movie
good.
is creepy as all hell. I think it's
really
our scariest
is.
movie still. I think
It really it's up there, dude. It's like I love that movie so much. It's
hell yeah. So we're gonna be doing that one on Monday night over on Pop Culture Philosopher Robbie's channel, and then on Thursday we're coming back on Blood Splatter channel once again for The Exorcist Believer, the new Exorcist movie that just dropped, which has been very divisive. Some people say it's pretty good. Some people say, whatever. We're going to be reviewing it, man, Thursday night. So come hang out with us. Blood Splatter Chatter, man. All right. That's it for housekeeping. Let's get into the news. Just give me 1 second. I have a little video that Nick made for the news. Here we go.
That feels so
I love it.
All right, man.
Breaking news.
Unfortunately, we got to start off the news on a little bit of a bad note, guys. Legendary comic book creator Keith Giffen has passed away, man. That was, I believe, this Wednesday. He, I believe, died of a stroke or some sort of coronary thing. So I just wanted to say some stuff about Keith Giffen. I did a little research, see his career. He's legendary, guys. When I tell you legendary, I had to do 3 articles to condense this man's things, and I couldn't even condense them. I was like, okay, I'm not going to mention this. I'm not going to mention that, because we'll be here all day talking about Keith Giffen's comic book legacy. It's insane. But let me tell you a few things. So first of all, Keith Giffen, the star comic book writer and artist, best known for his long and acclaimed run on Legion of Superheroes and Justice League International, as well as co-creating major DC characters like Lobo, Ambush Bug, the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, and Rocket Raccoon for Marvel Comics, has passed away at the age of 70 earlier this week from a heart attack. Keith Giffen was born in Queens, New York on November 30th, 1952. His first published work was The Sword and the Star, a black and white text story featured in Marvel Preview number 4 back in January 1976 with writer Bill Mantlo. Giffen and Mantlo created Rocket Raccoon in Marvel Preview number 7 in the summer of 1976. He's best known for his long runs illustrating and later writing the Legion of Superheroes title in the 1980s and the 1990s. Giffen also worked on the Omega Men with Roger Slipher, and during that time, he co-created the Cosmic Bounty Hunter, Lobo, in Omega Men number 3, June 1983. In 1988, Giffen and Bill Mantlo were in charge of DC's 1988 crossover event, Invasion, which led to a modern-day cosmic series, Legion, that Giffen worked on with Alan Grant. It was that series that reintroduced Lobo as a major character again. He soon grew so popular that Giffen and Grant did a Lobo miniseries with artist Simon Beasley. And that's where I came in with Keith Giffen. But moving on. It was a huge hit. Lobo soon became one of DC's most popular characters in the early 1990s. He co-created the humorous Justice League International series in 1987 with J.M. DeMatteis and Kevin Maguire. The success of that series led to a spin-off in 1989 titled Justice League Europe, also co-written by DeMatteis. The Giffen-DeMatteis team worked on Justice League for 5 years, then closed out their run with the Breakdown storyline in 1991 and 1992. After doing a short-lived new comedic hero, The Heckler, in 1992, he worked outside of Marvel and DC for a few years, including a creator-owned series, Trencher, for Image Comics. He plotted a few other Image comic books. He had a run on Magnus, Robot Fighter, as well as Pun X for Valiant. He then worked jobs outside of the comic book industry for a while in the mid to late 1990s. He took a break from the industry for several years, and he did storyboard work for television and film, including the real Ghostbusters, which I did not know, and
Wow.
Ed, and Eddie, which I did not know.
Wow.
Yeah. But he came back to comics, of course, in the 2000s, and he did a ton of work for Marvel and DC going forward from there. But in 2005, Giffen and DeMatteis reunited and collaborated with Joe Abraham on a creator-owned title known as Hero Squared. And if you don't know about Hero Squared, well, that's the first title Boom Comics ever published, Boom Studios. So that is big. And if you go on Ross Ritchie's page, who's the CEO of Boom Studios, he has a big write-up.
He had a great tribute, really great tribute to him. Yeah, really was.
Keith Giffen, basically crediting him with the idea to make Boom Studios.
Yeah, to give him the confidence over a conversation. It was really touching.
Touching and creating all these titles for them too. Like, you know, basically ushering their first year of publishing with his titles. So yeah, man, the most recent thing I think he did, he rebooted something called the Inferior 5, which I'm not too familiar with, at DC Comics. And that was with Jeff Lemire, who's a great, you know, legend in the making in his own right. So yeah, I just wanted to go around the horn, and of course in the chat, I wanted to know your familiarity with Keith Giffen. You're a fan of his work. What have you read of his, stuff like that, or any thoughts you have on Keith Giffen? I'll start with our guest of honor, Jen.
Yeah.
What's your history with Keith Giffen, man?
I would say that because I don't, I always say I don't read too much DC, but a lot of my favorite characters are DC. But anyway, so I haven't like read too much of that stuff. But what I am most familiar with is going to be Lobo. Like that character is the one that I'm most familiar with that he did. And whenever these moments, whenever these like creators that came along, and it feels like with those types of characters or their type of like writing artwork, whatever they create for the industry, it always feels like they revolutionize it in some way, even though we don't see it in the moment. Sometimes we do it when we're a little bit reflective after they're gone. But you could tell that he was loved in the industry long before. It's not like we forgot about him for 20 years and then all of a sudden he passed away. Like you can just tell there's been so much love for his characters. He got to see that instead of just being like sidelined by the industry, or just like I love comics, but the comic book industry tends to just like chew up and spit out creators a lot.
So true.
So I'm really glad to see that he was beloved, and it didn't feel that way with him.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. He is a true legend. Like I said, when I was going through his bio, and I could guys, I swear to God, I cut out like 60% of his work when I was just naming his work. Like he did New 52 stuff, he did all kinds of things, one shots, you know, just incredible body of work. But Stu, man, what's your familiarity with Keith Giffen?
I'm on the same boat with you guys. It was Lobo that was my first entry point. You know, 90s, me 10, 11 years old, I think, when that dropped, and that was like the closest DC thing DC had to Image and the edgier stuff at the time. Even though that, you know, it's cool that I kind of like love that as a little boy, and then like growing up, you kind of see how it was a tongue-in-cheek parody of a lot of what was going on in 90s comics at the time. So I've always kind of loved that character for that. But that was definitely my entry point. I love that Beasley art still. Some of those covers are just like timeless, man. But yeah, I think I completely agree with what Jen said. We really do have a horrible habit in the comic book industry of taking our old people to the top of the mountaintop and leaving them there, you know. And it's so good to see that this guy had such a positive effect, like you're saying with the Boom Studios, like influenced, you know, not just like other writers and creators, but brands and studios and publishers to take that next step. So, yeah, I think it's like one of those things. We co-creating Rocket Raccoon is no small feat, and like all these fans of Guardians we have now, and just like what that character means to so many people, especially after this third movie. or fourth movie, I guess, but or I don't know, third movie, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, such a powerful, strong legacy. He's I'm gonna go and try to do and get more into his work because I like the way he seemed like he stepped away from he wasn't unwilling to step away from the industry and do things his way, and he seemed like he had like a strong attitude of like right and wrong, and I don't know, seemed very, very loved. So always good to see somebody's legacy respected and put on a pedestal like that.
Oh yeah. If there's one thing I think that I got from his bio is that he was well respected. He was well loved. It looks like people went to him to teach them how to make comics. That's what it seemed like, because he would do a lot of breakdowns that we had no idea he was doing breakdowns for. I heard he was doing breakdowns for New 52, things like that. These are things that you don't see, right? And probably not credited for. And it looked like he was a guy that knew comic books inside and out, and everybody went to him to help. Valiant went to him, Boom went to him, Marvel. His first job was a Marvel comic. First job. He tells him.
To be fair, back then it seems a little bit easier. You just kind of had to like walk up near where everything was going on, and they'd be like,
yeah. And he said as much. He said as much in the interview. He said that he went to Marvel. He said he was working, and he said, I've been doodling a long time. Let me see if I can make some money. So he went to the Marvel Comics, walked in like you said, dropped his portfolio on the table, and left. And then he went back to follow up to see what happened, and they were screaming at him when he walked in, like, what the hell? And he was so confused. He said, what's going on? He said, you didn't leave us any callback number. The guys came in, saw your work, and said, hire the guy, and we've been looking for you ever since.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
There's so many people who I know who would just love to be in the industry that, like, could you imagine if it was that easy today where you could just walk into the Marvel studio, drop your portfolio off, and then they're trying to find you?
I know.
Such a different landscape. Yeah. It's so crazy to think about.
Oh yeah.
Like you could literally hound somebody and get a job, even if like a lot of those people just wouldn't go away. Like it was just it's so cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the only way you could reach people too. Let's not forget. There's no internet, no phone. You'd be lucky to get on the line with somebody. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing you kind of had to do back in those days. But yeah, I'm like you guys. My first introduction to him was definitely Lobo, man. When that Lobo DC series hit, I loved it. It was like one of the most adult things. Yeah, it was one of the most adult things I had read at the time. I think it was like 11 years old when that came out, or 12 years old. And I'm seeing this. The cover is a Beasley cover. It's the one where he has his back, and you see all this stitching on his vest. And he's kind of got like one giant arm and one little arm, or like I think he turned into a female or something like that. I'm not sure, but I saw that cover and I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with Lobo so much to the point that when I saw that he was doing Trencher for Image, I don't know if you guys collected Trencher, but some of that art in that book is insane. Yeah, story or whatever. The art in Trencher is great. So yeah, man, let me get to the chat. See what everybody thinks about our brother Keith Giffen. Rest in peace, my brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, we got a question for Jen here. Hold on. Are you surprised with all the love you're getting?
Yes. Oh my God. Every single day, y'all. Every single day.
Oh yeah.
That's beautiful.
I cry. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there. This is a safe space. I cry every single day, multiple times a day, thinking about it. So.
Awesome.
I need someone to do Ringu. Don't worry, Inja. I'm trying to get these guys more into Japanese horror. They want to be stuck in Italy. Like they're like Italian horror. And I'm like, no, Japanese horror.
Man, so
I'm getting them there.
So many great things to offer.
Oh, this is sweet. Had to switch from the NASA Ring of Fire live feed to the Blamephable. Stage it. What is going on, my brother? Tacky said, KG, rest in power, the best death announcement ever. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You see that thing where he was like, anything not to go to Comic-Con or something?
Yeah, New York Comic-Con. I told them I was sick. Ha ha ha, or something like that.
Yeah, 70 years old is young. Yeah, these days, absolutely, absolutely. 10 years, 10 years goes in a flash sometimes, but when you think about the where you were 10 years ago versus today, the change is so grand, right?
I'm a
For such
completely
a
different person.
for such a brief period of time, which feels brief, but it really isn't. You went through a lot in 10 years, man.
That's so true.
It's crazy. Let's see. Missing Link said Ed and Eddie. Oh wow, I know. I was like, what? He worked on that? But yeah, he did a lot. Man of many talents. Here we go. Here goes this traitor over here. Station. Sorry I couldn't make it. Helping out the Girl Scouts today. The Girl Scouts.
Don't try to do that, Nick. Don't try to like you're saving the planet. Nobody wants to hear it, bro. Clock in for work.
Volunteering.
Yeah, clock in for work, dude.
I'm glad you're doing well. Hope to collab soon again. Absolutely, man. We're definitely gonna try to have Jen on, Nick. Don't worry about it, man. You will definitely get to hang out with her, hopefully. So, like this. And we got so much love for her. Let's see. We got our girl Sheena in the house.
Sheena.
Hell yeah, Jennifer.
Oh, beautiful babe.
Hell yeah. And what is? The chat jumped on me. God dang it. I don't know. This might not be better than Instagram still. This part might not be
the chat can controls.
Yeah, it just jumped on me, man. I just lost a cool ass comment. I was just about to highlight it. There we go. I miss seeing your beautiful face on live.
Sheena, I love you so much.
Another troublemaker in the house.
Hey,
in the building.
Oh, man.
Look at all my favorite people. Oh, thanks, John. Let's see. Who else we got? Yeah, so many people, man. Mike said, I have those Justice League International Europe runs you were talking about. A whole short box full, and I never read them. Now's the time, Mike. Now's the time. Trev in the house, man. Station. What is going on, Trev? Oh, yeah. We got a great crowd, guys.
Dude.
Jen's milkshake brings all the nerds to the yard. That's what I
love milkshakes.
Oh, hi. I'm so glad to see Jennifer looking happy and having the energy to do live streams again. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I knew you guys were going to go crazy. That's why I wanted her on so bad, because I know all of you guys are worried about her, and we all are, man, but positive energy, and that's what I love about this community, the positivity, man. I didn't even mention the GoFundMe. Go to Jen's GoFundMe. I think I have the link in the description. If I don't, I'll put it there after the show, but definitely go. We want to keep Jen reading, like I always say. When times are tough, comics are some of the best things that you can have around you, man. So hell yeah. I'll get that link up if it's not there already. But yeah, go to Jen's GoFundMe. More troublemakers coming out of everywhere. We got
Bueller
with Bueller in the house.
One of my absolute favorite people.
What is going on, Bueller Station? Thanks for joining us, man. So many great people joined us. So many great people. All right, guys. I don't know if I can keep up with y'all. Oh, here goes another good guy. Good show, people. Thank you, the real Dracula's Wolf. I just met the real Dracula's Wolf. Good guy. All right. Let's get into our next topic. I wanted to talk about Daredevil Reborn. Have you guys heard what happened with Daredevil Reborn? All right, let me just get into what I wrote here. Daredevil Reborn fires both directors for the first season and the show's head writers. And these quotes I'm getting from The Hollywood Reporter and Popverse. I just wanted to state that. A new report from The Hollywood Reporter has revealed that Marvel has let Chris Ord and Matt Corman, the former head writers of Daredevil Born Again, they let them go. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Marvel execs looked at the already completed work on Born Again, so they already filmed stuff for this thing. They already started. Production is in effect, which was
say how much. Say how much they got in the can already? Was it like
I think 4
episodes?
I think 4.
Okay.
Wow.
There's 18 scheduled. Remember, they announced 18 episodes.
Yeah, 4 still seems like a lot of work, though.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of work. Hell yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, I said 4, but this says midway. This says midway. Midway to 18. You know what I mean? That's 9.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Which was midway through shooting its first season when production shut down because of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strike. action and decided that it wasn't working. So basically, they saw the footage that they had, Kevin Feige, and was like, cut it. That's crazy. The report also revealed that Marvel had this like unorthodox way of producing television. So they basically were talking about these guys are getting fired, but at the same time, it like exposed Marvel's way of making television, which is very strange. When I read all this stuff, basically, it had head writers instead of show runners. So basically, the head writers made all the decisions, not the showrunners. It ordered series entirely, so it didn't even have pilots or anything. It would just order the series, like we want a She-Hulk series, and they gave them, 9 episodes of She-Hulk, which cost $150 million without any pilots. I mean, think about this. This is kind of strange. They also were into this like mini series format instead of seasons, where shows are like, develop over time, and they have these grand arcs that, most shows when they're done well. But they would just do this mini series format. Loki is the first series out of everything they've made to ever have a second season. So that's kind of weird. I don't think they planned that originally, but they kind of had to do it as a result of all the stuff that was going on. So Daredevil Reborn had been scheduled for a spring 2024 release, but I think that's not going to happen anymore. So I wanted to go around the horn, and of course, everybody in the chat, I got a couple questions. Are you worried about Daredevil? And what do you think of Marvel's creative process? Also, do you think it's too late? All right, like, do we even care anymore? Like, are we even, So I just want to know how your feeling on that is. I'll start with my brother Stu. Stu, Daredevil Reborn.
Yes, I'm worried about. I'm worried about Daredevil. Like, why are we doing this to this great show? That, and yes, I think Marvel's. It sounds like a donkey type of process. Like, why? I think you need a whole lot more. It sounds like somebody just showed up in a screening room and saw 4 episodes, and they're like, "What is this?" And what you're saying about She-Hulk makes me think that like they weren't, closer to the facts and what was happening on the show and where it was going and how it was ultimately going to impact things. But I don't know. I've heard rumors that like Daredevil didn't show up in costume until episode 4 and this and that. I think this is honestly this material, like for this story arc, we're trying to fit, a round peg into a square hole. I just don't think it's that type of material. I think should be on something that can be adult, that can be mature. If you want to make it like a Werewolf by Night type of property or something like that, and it seems like a lot of episodes, honestly. I don't even know if you need that many. I mean,
18,
I know it's,
right?
Yeah, or whatever. That's a lot, man. Especially the fact that they've committed to it being so long, and that we're already having these issues, and like we're wiping the board clean. I know that Marvel's trying to send a message to its fans that they know they've been messing up and they want to correct that and give the fans what they want, but this whole thing is just concerning, just because I think ultimately they're not. It's going to be really hard to get to a place where you can give the fans what they want on this one because of the subject matter and what the story does. But I mean, because things get super raw on this one, especially with the people in Daredevil's life, dude. Everybody's really going through. That's what I loved about the story. It's not just Daredevil; like everybody around him is going through some harrowing life circumstances, some which are not PG-13. So I don't know. I'm definitely concerned about the series and where it goes. We'll see. We'll see who they replace him with. But you have Vincent. I can't pronounce his right name.
D'Onofrio.
His last name D'Onofrio is such one of my favorite actors, and I think he's such a force of nature as Kingpin. And just I want him to be in something where he can be adult and can be violent and can be Kingpin, man, and can murder people on screen or do whatever he needs to do to get that menace across.
Comics aren't for kids. They're for grown adults.
Right? I don't think I'm asking too much, but I don't know. I'm always going to be worried about this one because of the source material and the theme of it, but we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, how can you not be worried? We all know the turnaround time on television shows, and especially to create a quality television show. Yeah, we could pump something to Daredevil real quick, but will it have that classic throughway? You know what I mean? That theme line that the Netflix show perfectly
Right, and
put
people love that.
across.
Like, and that was
Yeah,
they did a great job. And
yeah,
they should just,
and I think everybody wants that. I
yeah.
don't think anybody here says, Daredevil show was okay." No, everybody I think loved that show and would want it to continue. But Jen, man, what do you think about the this Daredevil show is in trouble, man?
It's something that I'm a little bit torn about because I do want to see it, but it was also
Mhm.
like the Netflix show was pretty fantastic. So how do you beat that? How do you like even try to keep any of that in continuity? So I'm glad that because they gave the title Born Again. So obviously they're going this feels a little bit more obvious of what type of source material they're going to use. I think that a lot of times Marvel Studios, they're going to use certain source material, but they do it so loosely that they don't have to give credit to the creators who did it. So like Hawkeye, for instance, you can clearly see the Matt Fraction, David Aja. You can clearly see the influence there. So then how do we but they're not necessarily going to give credit and be like, oh, it's based off of like this run or this. But with the Daredevil, it's like clearly we're going to go we're going to do this certain run. So I'm curious if they're going to even change that a little bit, if they're going to be a little bit more loose in their adaptation, which they usually are. That was my perception, is that they're going to go a little bit more focused on the source material that they use. Yeah. Now I think that they're probably going to be a little bit more loose. That would be my best guess if we do get a Daredevil show. Would be that they're going to, I hate to say it, give the origin story, give the backstory. I think with characters like Daredevil, you don't necessarily need to do that, even to an audience who's unfamiliar, like Batman, right? Yeah. I don't need to see Batman's origin story, even if I had.
So true.
Even if I had, like, if I was a casual comics person or even just a casual pop media or, pop culture consumer, I don't need to see Batman's origin story again. I don't need to see Spider-Man's origin story again. Like, we already know it, right? So do we need to do that for Daredevil? Is Daredevil too obscure for a character? So what's the story going to be? Is it going to be a complete reboot? What elements is it going to bring over? And then what's the adaptation from whatever source material they use? What is that going to end up translating to?
Right. Yeah, I think, I don't think these guys, I don't know. I think they're in an effort to try to not be like anybody. Like, you know what I mean? They don't want to be like Netflix. They want to be like Disney Plus. You know what I mean? They try to like, we're going to get those guys that you like, but we're going to do our thing. And I just think that was just really egotistical of them. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, the fans don't, it's that the fans don't know what they want. We know what we want. I mean, we never wanted that show to end. You guys should have kept going on that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I am worried about it because these guys are getting older. That's number one. Two, you can't scrap a television show and make a whole brand new one in a year. That's going to take 3 or 4 years, in my opinion, minimum. So I think they're going to take the material they have now and try to repurpose it, right? And is that material even good enough to be repurposed, right? Because Kevin Feige saw it and said, "The hell is this? We're going to take that $100 million we spent and throw it in the toilet," just like that. In the midst of this.
That's how much money that they have, that they can just wash that away. I mean, they probably have like insurance and things like that where they can recoup their money, and obviously it's It's fucking Disney. Like, it's the mouse. So you
Yeah.
know that they just have tons and tons of money, but still
Yeah.
that they can just be like, scrap it. Let's try again.
Yeah. And also, because of this, it's just gonna put too much expectation. I mean, our expectations are already through the roof. How they could possibly like meet them? You know, the chances of them meeting a majority of their expectations is going to be very difficult, and I just don't know.
I
But I
definitely
think-
think it's. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sometimes I think that that's something that we as consumers can maybe do a little bit better at, is releasing our expectations, because that's usually what makes me end up hating a movie or being disappointed in something. And just to maybe like use Marvel once again as an example, the last couple of Thor movies, Thor Ragnarok and then Thor Love and Thunder, I'm like, this would be the perfect opportunity to bring Angela in as a character. Like, she, you know, she does a lot of stuff with Guardians of the Galaxy. She does, like, she has this like backstory with Thor. So like, bring her in. And so the entire time I'm watching these movies, I'm like, where's Angela? Where's Angela? When are they going to bring Angela in? They better bring Angela in. And then they don't. And then I'm disappointed. But then that's because that's my expectation. So for me, like as a consumer, like I love the source material, and I love it when we do get nods to the source material or we have those expectations. But I also think for me as a consumer, I enjoy things more when I just let my expectations go, and I'm just like, I'm just here for the ride. You just show me what I need to be shown.
So true. And I think it puts these studios in like a place where it's the deer in the headlights, and they're like, I think The Flash is a movie that completely got ate up by its expectations and like what people wanted from it and what they wanted to see in it. And I think the studio just kept like messing with it and trying to fine tune it and make it this perfect fan favorite thing, and it ended up, you know, not landing at all. I think it definitely handicaps like the creative end of it, where they're trying to give us what we want, but at the same time, like, them doing that is they're overthinking it in the process. Like,
and in the middle of an actor and writer strike, you know, how impossible is that? But let me get to the chat here, see what people are saying, because that actually gets into our next one. I wanted to talk about the actor strike, but we'll get there. First, Miss So has a question for Jen. What are you reading right now?
What am I reading right now? I will be very, very honest. I haven't been reading as much as I want to. I might be posting a video in the next couple of days, but a certain local comic creator, I'm looking over at this box, actually sent me a box full of their work, of their stuff.
Nice.
Like 10, 15 books. So I'll be posting that a little bit later on my Instagram. So like that's kind of like top of the list. So I'm not reading, like it's been a little bit challenging to figure out like a good reading schedule, and when I'm just like, sometimes I'm just not feeling great. But I have some books from that creator. I did also I have some books that I got from my LCS. I won't I won't show all of them, but there's like two in here in particular that I want to show off. One is The Giant Cockatoo, which is about
I got that book.
It's so good. So the trade just came out. I read the first and second issue, and I loved it. And it's basically like a giant kaiju monster starts destroying a city, but he does it because he's really horny and just starts like fucking so anyways,
that sounds amazing.
That's the wholesome material that I'm currently reading. And there's one other book that came out a couple weeks ago that has been self-published for a really long time, and I absolutely love the creators, and that's Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer.
I gotta get that one.
Yeah, me too. I passed on it.
It's so, like, seriously, like, one of the first videos that I did was a video of a friend and I talking about how much we love this book. So anyways, sorry to kind of like, I know we're going to talk about other stuff, but The Giant Cockatoo and Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer, please, if you can find this book, please pick it up. It's so good. And seriously, the creators are really great people.
Hell yeah.
Who wrote the Harriet Tubman book again?
David Crownson and Cortland Ellis are the creative team behind it. Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I've
Hell
been
yeah,
meaning to pick that
definitely.
one up.
I was going to, but then I was like, I'm trying to save some money. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm like, I'll pick it up in time. You know what I mean? But
that's like the eternal struggle is like, I've got to save money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creative director Maria in the house. Station. What is going on? Hell yeah, Maria. Always happy to see you. My boy Verno said that's wild. Good on Feige to do what he had to do. Yeah. You can't keep you can't take any more chances. You know, you had a decade of ruling the cinema. It's waning a little bit. Don't help it fly off a cliff. At least go slowly, into the night. The way they're doing is like they're trying to bury the MCU. But anyway, John said the footage Feige saw was that Daredevil didn't suit up till episode 4. Yes, that's where I got the 4-episode thing from. He didn't put on his costume for the first 4 episodes. And Feige was like, "What the hell? What is this?" Easiest solution. Just hire the showrunner.
Is that true?
What happened?
I'm sorry. I'm late on that. They killed Foggy and Karen in the first episode?
And they killed Foggy and Karen.
Oh, dude, that's not even.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. That's crazy.
Just hire the showrunner and writers. Yeah, man.
We want it to be really dark, and we want to see Kingpin killing people, but don't kill the wrong people.
Exactly.
Which one do you want?
Well,
do you want murder?
I want Karen and Foggy's struggle and like character arcs and that were so great. Why are you going to kill them off?
Yeah, no,
You're right,
absolutely.
No. You're right. I need to let go of my expectations. I'm projecting way too much.
Oh man, hold on. The chat jumped on me once again. This is crazy, man.
That's a good thing. It means it's an active chat. I love that.
Oh yeah. No, we have great people in the house today. I'm telling you, everybody came through to see Jen. Absolutely.
Everyone's here to see y'all.
I'm okay with that. I'd rather see quality over quantity, remove all, and give us something we pine for. Absolutely. 100%. Patience. We need patience, for sure. We want everything immediate. We got to stop that. We got to, build up to something. It's odd because showrunners develop the overall concept of the show and then writers fill it in. To not have a showrunner seems like it won't be cohesive. Yes, exactly what I think. Showrunners are very important, man. I forgot the showrunner you guys were talking about. Weren't you guys talking about a showrunner last night on the show? Believe you and Link, or there was a guy that worked on one of those movies as a show. I don't know. Whatever. They're important. Yeah, I'm okay with Feige course correcting. Yeah, absolutely. Love seeing Phable forget a comment up there for 5 minutes. Not as easy as it looks, brother. Absolutely, man. Does anyone want to like low-key gatekeep writers for these shows? Like if you can answer 50 trivia questions about the character you're writing, but no, I don't support gatekeeping. I love this.
I agree. It would eliminate a lot of these problems.
Oh yeah.
I don't like stories from like I heard they were doing the Witchers, in the writer's room at the Witcher, like they used to make fun of the source material and the fandom and stuff like that. Like stuff like that gives me bad vibes. I hope that's not going on all over the place. But
Caesar said, "Don't be shocked that the Reborn title changes." I could see that. 100 million is just a drop in the bucket for Disney. Absolutely. Another consideration is that the actors are going to keep getting older. Yeah, this is my fear. How long will they want to play these parts? Absolutely. A couple-year delay might kill the possibility of sequels or future seasons. I agree. Vincent D'Onofrio is probably at the peak, right? He's going to want as many parts and whatever as he possibly can before he starts slowing down and stuff like that. Cox, he's young. He wants to get out there more, I think. So, yeah, I agree with this 100%. They should give Daredevil and Punisher to FX Studios guys who have a history of producing good shows. Yeah, they got to get somebody, and they got to get somebody quick. That's for sure. Yeah, I like that idea. So, yeah, FX is good. Let me see. I still have hope for the Batgirl movie. Really wanted to see Brendan Fraser as Firefly. I know that was another $100
That would've
million
been
they
cool.
just threw away. Was
Yeah.
it Michael Keaton in that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That made me
Crazy.
really, really sad because I really wanted to see that version of Batgirl so bad. And for them to release, I mean, I haven't seen the Flash movie, but for them to still like stick to their guns with everything with like the Flash movie and not necessarily throw that one away, but then to throw Batgirl away, I'm like, come on, you could have at least given us Batgirl while we waited for the
true.
Flash to come out.
Right.
All right, man. So let me get into the third topic, man. Negotiations on the ongoing actor strike have come to a screeching halt after Hollywood studios walk away from the bargaining table. So we know about this strike. It's been going on since I think July, if I'm not mistaken. May, even earlier. So yeah, negotiations between the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers and SAG-AFTRA have been suspended after SAG-AFTRA presented its most recent proposal on October 11th. Confirmed the trade association representing studios and streamers after it was confirmed by the trade association representing studios and streamers. After meaningful conversation, it is clear that the gap between the AMPTP and SAG-AFTRA is too great, and the conversations are no longer moving us in a productive direction. The AMPTP did not reveal any details about the negotiations. However, SAG-AFTRA has since claimed the studios are using bully tactics, as well as presenting an offer that was less than proposed before the strikes even began. That's crazy to hear. How do you come with an offer even less than the one you came with the first time? It is with profound disappointment that we report the industry CEOs have walked away from the bargaining table after refusing to counter our latest offer, said SAG-AFTRA in a lengthy statement on Twitter. People still doing things on Twitter? Whatever. We have negotiated with them in good faith, despite the fact that last week they presented an offer that was shockingly worth less than they proposed before the strike began. So that's crazy. Like they went down. So they don't care. They're like, screw you guys. The issues remain the same as when the strike started on July 14th, namely the use of artificial intelligence. The lack of pay increases in line with inflation. So, getting paid with inflation, that makes sense. And issues with revenue sharing methods. So I guess giving people a piece of the pie when you're getting all the profits. These companies refuse to protect performers from being replaced by artificial intelligence, SAG-AFTRA continued. They refuse to increase your wages to keep up with inflation, and they refuse to share a tiny portion of the immense revenue your work generates for them, said SAG-AFTRA. The AMPTP proposed that SAG-AFTRA's revenue sharing proposal would cost the studios in excess of $800 million per year. So according to the other side, they're saying, yeah, okay, what they're proposing, but it'll cost us $800 million extra a year for that. And said that this would be an untenable economic burden. And this is according to the Hollywood Reporter. The issue of revenue sharing has been a major sticking point throughout the negotiations. So, questions for you guys, everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel. How long do you think this thing is going to go on for? It's already gone on pretty long. I thought it was almost over, but how long more do you think it's gonna go on? And can streaming survive without new content? I mean, this is what streaming does. Like they get new content to battle each other out. You know what I mean? No, we got here on Disney Plus. Oh, look what we got on Paramount Plus or whatever it is. And the last question I have for all of you guys is, what's your thoughts on artificial intelligence being used in any of this stuff, in any of our media? But I'll start with Stu. Stu, what do you think about this strike, man? It's going on too long.
Yeah, it has gone on too long, man. It's unfortunate that they are walking away from the table. I guess that means that, we're looking at several more months down the road if it's going to happen this year at all, which I don't think it will. It seems like the studios are just trying to starve them out, starve SAG out, which is really unfortunate. I can't imagine being out of work that long. So, especially for some of these people who aren't breaking in the millions. So it's got to be disheartening for them. I can't imagine. But yeah, I would love to see some moving on here. But at the same time, I'm not mad at Fran Drescher and SAG for sticking to their guns.
Oh yeah.
I think labor as a whole in this country, I think it's definitely inspired some other strikes and people to stand up for what's right. But I think labor as a whole in this country definitely needs a whole rehaul across the board. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's unfortunate that we don't see it getting any better. To your question about AI, I don't I don't know. It seems like I don't know. It seems like a good tool in the right hands, but I don't know. I come down on it where I guess a lot of people come down on it is I just don't want to see it. I feel like artists already have it hard enough to make it in this biz, especially, and being the fact that Disney's already used it in some intros and stuff like that. I don't want to see it take any more jobs, especially when these people are already having to fight for proper working conditions in the first place and getting paid how they're supposed to. So I don't know, man. A lot of unanswered questions, a lot of unease, I guess, of around it. There's just so much we don't know, and it's going to move. It's going to move faster than we can control it. I think at some point, and it's going to get away from us. So I don't know. I feel like we're walking on eggshells with it. But
Yeah. I mean, artificial intelligence is a Pandora's box, and we knew it was going to be a Pandora's box when we opened it. And there were so many people warning against it. The red flags were all over the place. And, ultimately our society is obsessed with the dollar and trying to make as much money as quick as we can without paying anybody. And artificial intelligence is definitely the key to that future for these guys. So it's definitely concerning. But Jen, what do you think about this strike, man? Is this thing going to end or what?
I think eventually it will end. Will it end with maybe CEOs' houses being burned down? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's more than one way someone can lose a home, to quote Ron Perlman, So I do think that not necessarily that I hope the strike goes on for longer, but I'm really glad that SAG-AFTRA members can advocate for themselves. I think it's also important, like, if you can, donate to a fund. I've got a couple of friends who work in the industry doing like non-writing, non-acting stuff. So they do like set, like those types of like things. Mm-hmm. And I know it's really, really hard for them right now. I couldn't imagine, like you said, being out of work for that long and not necessarily knowing when my next paycheck's going to be there, or when I get back into the industry, what jobs are still going to be available. Mm-hmm. So I hope that I hope that they are able to come back to the bargaining table in good faith and give SAG-AFTRA what they deserve, which is a lot more money. I think when it comes to AI, I don't want to say that I'm not a fan of AI, because I think that AI can help us, especially when it comes to like medical research and like scrubbing for details and compiling data. Like, to me, let AI do all of those silly jobs. Like, let AI do a better job at closed captioning. Like, there's lots of really cool things that AI could be doing. But when we say we want AI to be doing our creative work, like, that fucking sucks. Creative people don't deserve to be replaced by robots. And whether we like it or not, AI is coming for every single one of our jobs in every single way that we can think of. And it is not going to mean more time for us to do the things that we want. It's not going to mean more money for us as workers. AI taking our jobs isn't going to give us a job. It's only going to take jobs away. So I think that it's really important that, especially with a deal with the SAG-AFTRA that they're trying to get to eliminate AI from taking their jobs. An actor standing in a studio for a day, getting 3D shots, and then they get paid for a day of work, and then a studio just has creative freedom to use their likeness and their image.
Yeah.
I think that any actor who would sign up to do that, like, you're a scab, you deserve to be, like, seriously, like, you deserve to be blacklisted. AI is going to end up, all of the money that's saved and all the money made from AI doing things for us is not going to go to us. It's just going to go to people at the top, producers, maybe not even producers, but like all of these people that, to me, like, you don't actually generate a job, or you don't generate the things that I like.
Right.
Those people don't actually work. Those people, in my opinion, like CEOs and shit, get rid of CEOs, man. Like, let AI do a CEO's job.
That is the perfect irony, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, those are the jobs
when
that
AI replace the CEOs.
Yeah, we don't to me, like, I don't need a CEO or CFO, any of those people, and those people just end up taking all the money and not giving it to the people who actually worked. So more money for the people who actually work.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think that
labor is entitled to everything that it creates, and every single dollar that you as a worker generate for a company that is not given back to the workers is wage theft. Every single dollar that's given to a CEO and not to an actual worker is wage theft, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree 100%. They it's no secret that they make way more than they should be making. I mean, the CEOs, they crunch the numbers on this. Like, CEOs make like 18 times more than they made like 15 years ago. It's like ridiculous.
50, 60, 70, 100 times more than they did, and they don't do any more work.
Yeah. And then they're crying about paying the creatives. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, the wealth distribution in this country is so entirely fucked. It's not even.
Yeah. And
I completely agree with Jen. Jen, very well said. With the creative processes, I feel like are so holy, and what's our ability to be creative and generate art is, I think, one of the most sacred things about being a human being. And just
that's being a human.
To turn it over to a machine is just a defeat on every sense of the word, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. And where do you you could tell me you created something, but a program that's programmed to be just like you can create something maybe even better than you, and now I don't know who to believe. Did you create it? Did the computer create it? It's a Pandora's box where we don't know what's going on. And then the human element, like you guys said, nothing can replace the human element. No machine. No, they're really nice, but sometimes they're too good. You ever see some of those AI arts, and you're like, no, that's too perfect.
Yeah,
it's too pristine. That is I can tell a machine made that.
Well, that's another, the ethical part of it is because those AI image generators may have had images put into it that, like, this is the fish, this is a house, this is this and that. But those images, a lot of them were taken without permission and without giving credit to an artist. So there's even several artists that have said they have gone into AI generated like art things, and they can type in their name and be like, art done in artist style, and it's their name, and they all of a sudden see art that looks like theirs. So a lot of these image generators as well have stolen art in them that don't give credit, don't give any type of payment to creators who actually did work. So there's even like an ethical, like thinking about the ethical consumption of AI art, even if it's something as simple as, I'm going to see what I looked like in high school or whatever the new AI thing is now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like you said, it does have certain uses, but for creating stuff, like, create my next movie script or, direct my next movie. I don't like that. Stu, did I get your thoughts? Did I go to you for this topic?
Yeah, man, you already got me. But I gotta be hitting the road here. Yeah.
All right, my brother.
I just want to say thank you for having me, Jen. I wish
Thank
you
you.
nothing but love and light and positive vibes moving forward. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was great to get to spend
Oh
time with
yeah.
you both.
Thank you.
Love
Thanks,
y'all in the
dude.
chat. Yeah, I'll see y'all next week. But y'all have a great rest of the show. I'll be
Oh,
tuning in the car, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody make sure you go sub up to Dr. Doom's fan club on Instagram. Go check out his YouTube page. Him and my brother Missing Link do Supreme Clientele Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on YouTube, man. Go check them out. They talk about comic books, hip hop, all kinds of things. Have a great show over there, Stu. Thanks again, brother.
Man, always, bro. Thanks for having me. Jen, take care.
Hey, shit.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So let's get to our last topic, Jen.
Yeah.
Let's get to this. This is really quick too. Basically, I don't know if you saw this one, but Best Buy, the store Best Buy. Well, they have confirmed that it will discontinue sales of physical DVDs and Blu-rays in store and online in early 2024. So right around the corner, not even a year from now, like coming right now. So let me just read you what I wrote here. This is all like quotes from an article I got off of Variety and IGN. It says, and this is a quote from the Best Buy spokesperson. It says, to state the obvious, the way we watch movies and TV shows is much different today than it was decades ago. Making this change gives us more space and opportunity to bring customers new and innovative tech for them to explore, discover, and enjoy. So basically saying, I need more room in my store. These DVDs are taking up too much room. I want to put more PlayStations on the store. That's what he's saying. But anyway, according to one source familiar with the matter, the company initially made the decision to end DVD sales 9 months ago. So this has already been cooking for a long time. But Best Buy's move to end DVD and Blu-ray sales on its physical and digital storefronts comes 2 weeks after Netflix mailed its final DVDs to customers. I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? Yeah,
I knew that they were I knew that Netflix was phasing out actually doing that. But that's, as much as I'm like sad, because in a way I feel nostalgic for, like, I remember going to Best Buy and like buying DVDs and stuff there. But then I would say about 10 years ago, I stopped like buying DVDs. So even though I'm sure there's a lot of people who still buy DVDs and Blu-ray at Best Buy, there's so many people who just, like, for me, I do more streaming, or I'll buy a copy of it digitally. So there's a part of me, like, I miss the nostalgia, but then I also know they make these decisions based on people like me who have not bought a DVD in 10 years.
That's it. That's exactly it. We love to support our physical media, but even the ones who do are buying less and less physical media. That's just the fact of the matter. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, this comes after Netflix announcing that, they mailed away their last DVDs. They even let the people keep those DVDs.
That's what I heard, is that they were just like, don't send them back to us.
Yeah, don't send them back. That's so
I
crazy.
imagine Netflix still has a whole bunch of DVDs, and we're just going to get like Netflix DVDs across America, and they're just going to send out like a care package.
I know, it's crazy.
Let's get rid of our DVDs.
So yeah, let me see. With both Best Buy and Netflix out of the physical media market in the age of streaming services, consumers who want to buy physical copies of their favorite movies and TV shows can still access them at Walmart, Target, Amazon, and other retailers. You can also access DVDs from the Redbox kiosks located in and out of any retail store, around the country. Best Buy, which had 1,129 store locations as of mid-2023, including 969 in the U.S., will still sell physical media during the holiday shopping season before discontinuing the sales anywhere between January and March 2024. However, it will continue to sell physical copies of video games. So,
okay.
Video games are safe. For now.
Yeah.
For now.
I think it's funny because here where I live in Portland, there is I feel like a really big sense of people who still like physical media. Like there's several like you can still rent DVDs. There's a place called Movie Madness here where they have like thousands and thousands and thousands of DVDs that you can go and rent, and like new and older stuff, and they've just got some really good collections. And these physical copies of things may be the only way that we can get access to some of our favorite movies that aren't on streaming. So it scares me a little bit because so much media is going to be lost, perhaps. But if you still really like physical media, you can still keep it alive.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to know, everybody in the chat, of course, you, Jen, do you think this is the end? You think it's over? You think
the end of physical media?
Physical media, yeah. I mean, at least disc-based media like CDs, DVDs,
nope,
Blu-rays, video games.
Not at all. And because I mean, look at us. We're still picking up floppy comic books. So people, if you want to keep it alive, keep it alive. I know people who collect VHS. So I think that there will always be that nostalgia component to it. And the people who want it they're still going to find a way to get it. And yeah. Oh yeah.
Will you continue to support physical media? Are you going to keep buying these things?
Well, I haven't bought it. Like I said, I haven't bought a DVD in a very long time because everything I buy in that media is going to be digital, but I'll save all of my it's funny because people will be like, do you collect DVDs? Do you collect records? And I'm like, I live in a 400 square foot apartment and I have like as much, like what you have behind you is basically like what is under my bed on my walls. I've got so many books. So I think that if I personally tried to have a record collection, a DVD collection, my apartment couldn't hold it. So I think that there are some constraints for physical media, but if you love it, you're going to find a way to get it.
Yeah. I think it'll be pushed off to the boutique, right? It'll become something more boutique, something more special edition-y kind of.
What can you get on the DVD that you can't get on streaming? Yeah.
Right. You know how it is. So yeah, I think that physical media will continue. It is sad because, I mean, I'm a kid of the 80s. We love our boxes. We love our instruction booklets. We love our little inserts and, special edition cases and clear and colorful. And, we love physical media. We come from that era. But to be honest with you, these kids that are growing up today, they know nothing of it. And they won't miss it. They won't miss it. So I think it will eventually go away. Yeah, and this is just another step in that direction. But oh man, that's all our news topics for today, man. It took us an hour and 23 minutes. Not bad.
That's not too bad.
Oh man, let me just read some of this chat because I think I skipped a lot of people who were commenting all the way back in the Daredevil story.
Oh goodness.
So let me just highlight some of those. Missing link. Charlie Cox has been doing Daredevil for 8 years at this point. Yeah, I'm telling you. FX would be an amazing place for Punisher and Daredevil. Yeah, everybody keeps saying FX. Everybody keeps saying that. Hey, and here is a thought. Find out what comic writers can write screenplays, then profit. LOL. Oh, yeah. Caesar said, gotta go, but catch me on this show sometime in November. Great talking. Oh, Caesar, you're not supposed to give away our plans, man. You're not supposed to give away our
Spoiler
plans.
alert.
The industry has lost with the writers, and they're still trying to save face with the actors. It won't work forever for them. Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. Netflix gives old shows and movies new life all the time. Agreed, 100%. My son. Oh, my bad.
No, you go.
My son is 20 years old. I don't know how old he was when Friends came out, right? The show Friends. He must have been a baby or something like that. He loves Friends.
Yeah.
He loves Friends.
Yeah,
So,
that's
I
the thing
agree.
is that if there's not new shows coming out, there's shows that you can rewatch time and time again, for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, The Office was probably more popular on Netflix or watched more on Netflix than it was on regular TV.
Agreed.
I agree with that. Oh yeah. I never understood how CEO salaries are a bit kept in check. Doesn't a board of directors have to approve their raises, or do they just give themselves income increases?
It
I don't
feels
know
like
how-
they just give themselves increases.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. Where an actual artist can be used, no AI. AI and I don't watch. Boom, mic drop. I didn't watch that Marvel show with the AI intro.
Yep, I didn't
Which
watch
one had
Secret,
the AI intro?
Secret Invasion. Yep,
No
I didn't
shit.
watch. I didn't watch Secret Invasion either because I'm like, you have an AI intro. I'm not watching it.
I did not know that. Wow. Wait, what? Phable has a 20-year-old son. Yeah. I'm older than I look, OUG. But I think we all are young
Yeah.
looking. I think my generation, our generation is a young looking generation.
I agree.
For sure. Phable got to book me for Doctor Who talk. Hell yeah, I told you. Let me know when that special comes out. I think it comes out next month, if I'm not remember. That's what you told me. Yeah, Carrie's a big Doctor Who fan. And I like Doctor Who too. But I want to talk to her about it because she knows so much. Let's see. My LCS already sells used DVDs. Half price books has a good business model. There you go.
That's
there
cool.
you go. I used to have the bootleg DVD guy on speed dial.
I remember, like maybe this was like 15, 20 years ago, but I remember going to like the flea market and the bootleg DVD guy. Oh, I bet he's a millionaire now, working that flea market.
Man. I still buy DVD for the behind the scenes and the commentaries. You can't find that on streaming. Absolutely. Me too. I mean, in my opinion, it's always good to buy a physical copy of the things you absolutely adore and love. Just for the fact that, you know, what they could change and without telling you they're changing it. I've heard they've taken whole scenes out of movies, seconds they've clipped out of scenes that you won't notice right away. You know, it takes one of those sleuths to be like, hey, wait a minute. It's like 2 lines cut out of that, you know, and they're
That's
doing
when
it.
you know
They're
you're
not
a
telling
real
nobody.
fan.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, physical media will always be around. You'll just have to pay a little more. That's what I think is going to happen. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. I'm more into physical media now. That content is less reliable on streaming.
Yep.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, guys. So, that's all the news topics. We're gonna get into our blaming, and then we're gonna get out of here because we've been here long enough. So before we get into the blaming, let me just play this short video that Nick made us for that.
Why don't I own this? Why don't I own this?
I love that.
Of course, the blaming is a glorified show and tell. We call it the blaming because you might blame one of us for that hole in your wallet after you see Jen show that thing off, and then you're like, damn it, Jen, why did you show that? I have to go on eBay now. I blame you. So, Jen, why don't you kick it off for us, man?
You know, right now, if I was gonna say buy anything, and you can blame me, please go buy this book. Like, please go buy this book, Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. It's so good.
Hold on, I gotta pull down this comment here because everybody's telling me to pull down the comment.
You know what? Let me see, because I did get some really interesting. You know what? If there's something else that I could be like, go and buy this, just because I really like it. It's Star Trek Halloween.
Oh, I want that. Oh, dude.
So I think issue 2 came out this week.
I saw that in Midtown yesterday, the werewolf one. I should have picked it up. Oh.
So I haven't read these yet, but I'm really looking forward to it because I love Star Trek, I love Halloween, and I thought that
is it what I think it is? They go into the
holodeck, yeah.
Have I want to get it. Damn. Okay. I love those covers too. Hell yeah, I'm picking that up. Blame Jen. I'll blame her today. That's your blaming today?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Awesome, dude. Definitely. I'm gonna pick up those Star Trek books. So let me get into my
What do you
blaming. I
got?
actually have a pretty epic blaming. I'm not gonna lie to you, Jen. I went a little crazy this week, but I mentioned earlier in the show that I met Daniel Warren Johnson yesterday at Midtown, and I brought some books for him to sign. So I just wanted to show those off. First up, I got him to sign my Transformers Ash Can that was given to me. Well, not given to me. I paid for it, but picked up for me by Alonzo over at San Diego Comic-Con, and he mailed it all the way to me, and I got it signed yesterday. So right on the shoulder there, Daniel Warren Johnson. Sorry for the glare, guys. Got that. Of course, I got the Transformers #1 regular A cover signed. He signed it right there on the leg. I don't know if you see that. Nice gold marker there. Awesome. As a matter of fact, hold on. I got to make myself present. There we go. There we go. All right. So I got that one signed. I ended up picking up this 1 in 25 Cliff Chiang because I didn't have it, and they had it there. And I was like, you know what? Let me pick it up. I want every cover for #1 if I can get it. So definitely picked that up. And then Lorenzo Di Felice was there. And, you know, he's the guy who did Oblivion Song. I love his work. He did Chroma, which is another great work he did. So he's the main artist of Void Rivals, and I got his signature on #1 for that.
That is such a cool cover.
Oh yeah, and they all come with you know, official things there.
Nice. So then if you go and get it graded, they're not like, oh, some random person signed this.
Yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson. So and the last thing I picked up from there, they were giving out these ash cans for their G.I. Joe book, Jen. I love G.I. Joe too, so picked up the new Duke ash can, man. Look how awesome. This is Tom Riley on the art, and he signed it. He was there as well. We got Tom Riley, and we got the writer Joshua Williamson, big DC writer, writing this book. So, man, this is going to be awesome. So pick that up. All right. And now, I'm not a Marvel Legends guy, right? Do you collect Marvel Legends at all?
Some of them, yes. If I like the character. Yeah, but it has to be that I love the character. Yeah. Right. So I guess this is what this is for me. I don't pick up that, right? I stay away from Funko Pops and Marvel Legends. I have too many addictions. I don't need another one. You know what I'm saying? But I stopped buying Pops quite a bit ago because I'm like, I do not need any more of those. Yep. Show us what you got.
That being said, I do love X-Men, right? Like X-Men are my favorite comic book characters. That's what brought me into the game twice, and it'll probably take me out the game with 1,000 titles that I can't afford. I'm like, I'm not collecting this X-Men. But they have, you know, the new show on Disney Plus, X-Men 97, continuing the 92 animated series, and they of course announced a line of toys for them, and I said, this is the perfect opportunity to get Marvel Legends and X-Men at the same time. So, of course, I ordered me X-Men 97.
I know John in the chat said X-Men, you say, and then he saw the Storm and is like, I know he's loving that right now.
This was for you, John. And I know No Good loves Storm, too. So this is for you guys, man. Had to get her with the Mohawk.
That is cool.
Come on.
That is so cool.
Kidding me? Of course, this is my second favorite X-Men is Rogue. I love Rogue so much, and she comes with a skin hand, so she could take people's powers away. I was right there. Love her hairstyle. Love that jacket, man. That jacket is so awesome, so classic. Got my boy Bishop, big Bishop. I didn't know Bishop was this big, bro. Like he's huge, man. Like gosh. He's bigger than all of them. But
that's cool as hell.
Awesome.
I like that.
Hell yeah. He's got the big scarf there. I love that. The ascot, what they call. Of course, I had to get almost everybody's favorite X-Men.
And then to scale.
Yeah, he's small too.
He's got a tie. So that's why Bishop looks so big. Yeah, look at that. I kind of love that so much.
Yeah. So yeah, and the Wolverine comes with this like cowl that hangs off the back, and he's got this like mean sky. I love this. I love this so much. I love this. Yeah, I got him. Of course, I got Magneto, everybody's favorite
I
anti-hero.
love Magneto.
Oh yeah, Magneto's the man. We all love Magneto. Had to get one of these. This reminds me more of the Magneto. Well, you know what? They're all related anyway. You ever played those Marvel vs. Capcom video games, the fighting games?
Yep.
Hell yeah. Which is based on Jim Lee's X-Men, which the animated series is based on that. So yeah, it's all related. It's all related. Yeah. Love that. Love that. And the last figure, because they only came out with 6, is my boy Mon Ami.
Okay, I was gonna say if you love Rogue, then you've got to love Gambit.
Yeah. I'm so happy that they came out in the same wave because I'm gonna have them hugging for sure. I'm gonna have them like, Mon Ami, I love you. Whoa. And of course, I had to get I picked up a Transformer. I love my Transformers. And this one is big for me, man. This one's big for me. I've always wanted to get all the characters from the movie. I don't know if you've ever seen the 1986 Transformers movie, but it's like a grail movie for me, right? Like childhood, love it to death, saw it a million times, burned out many VHSs watching that movie, right? So one of the main characters here is Ultra Magnus. Now, Ultra Magnus was he was kind of like the how you call it, the red herring or something like that. Like he looks like an obvious replacement for Optimus Prime, right?
Yeah.
Like he's so cool. It's like, oh, I could buy this guy as the next leader of the Transformers, but no, they didn't do that. They gave it to Hot Rod, the small little smart ass guy. They made him the leader. But anyway, they finally came out with a figure for Ultra Magnus. I never had this as a child. And I just wanted to show you how he looks because I did take him out the box, dude. Look at these. Look at these. Oh my God. Look how freaking amazing. This is beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, great work, Takara Tomy. Great work, Hasbro. This looked like it comes right off of the cartoon. No doubt about it. And I just wanted to, I brought these figures out just to give you some context, or just to show you how far we've come. Okay? Let me put him down right here. This is the original Ultra Magnus from 1985.
Oh, damn. That's so cool that you have that.
Look, this is courtesy of Comic Book Therapy. I don't know if you know that person in our community, but CBT, he saw that I love Transformers. He was cleaning out a closet, and he found this, and he sent it to me, man. So this is the original Ultra Magnus. You can't move. You can't move. You don't move.
There's not a lot of action there.
How far we've come, Jen, in our toys, man. This is what 35 years of engineering gets you here.
Right.
And just to give you another example, they came out with a Magnus a few years ago, and he's got all the modern articulation, right? But he just didn't look so good. I mean, he's okay. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's my blaming. That's what I got. Isn't that crazy? I love it. I love it.
That's cool. Love the comparison. I love that you have the comparison there. That's so cool.
What did it say? Charlie walked by and heard Jen's voice. She said, "Is that Jen?" I love Jen. Plus, comic books will break her heart.
Oh,
awesome, man.
Charlie, I love you.
In the universe, that when they feel up to it, I would just chat in live with Mars and Jen, just chatting about stuff. Oh yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, Jen, before we get out of here, do you got anything coming? Anything we should look forward to?
Nothing too much. Mars. So I will tell you that Mars and I, like, we talk all the time. So we've actually been talking about what we want our show to look like going forward. So hopefully in the next month or so, we will be maybe coming together to so I would say maybe like early next year, we'll have something together, and it may look and sound completely different than what it looked like on like Sundays, for example. But I'm looking forward to bringing something like that back, because like as much as people say that like y'all miss us, like we miss you. Like we miss you. We miss talking about comics. We miss talking and chatting with the community. Like we miss and we love y'all so much.
Oh yeah. Thanks for breaking that on here. I'm so happy to hear that. I was definitely a fan of that show when it was on. I didn't catch all of them, but when I did, I stood through the whole thing because you guys used to crack me up, man, with the Rick Remender smelling his own farts.
Oh my god! It was she initially accused Mark Millar of liking the smell of his own farts. I personally do not like Rick Remender. Rick Remender is the creator that I could be like, let's fight in a Denny's parking lot, dude. Come on.
Yeah. And then my boy Missing Link was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get her, because he's a big Rick Remender fan."
That's okay. That's okay.
He likes to smell his own farts.
I'll fight you too. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll fight. But yeah, man. Thanks for joining me, Jen, man.
Thank you.
Amazing guest. I hope to have you on in the future again, man. Especially when you're about to come back with Mars. I'd love to have you both on if possible.
Yeah.
If you'd like to hang out with me. But yeah, of course you can catch me here every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern. On YouTube. Next week, I'm going to have Bronze Age Nerd, man. He's going to come hang out with us. Big up-and-coming YouTuber doing his thing. Can't wait to hang out with him. Anything else you want to add, Jen, before we head out?
I want to say thank you so much for having me. And I haven't done like a live stream in a little bit, so thank you for having me here. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
I miss it a lot.
Oh yeah, we miss you, man. Come back.
Yeah.
Definitely got to get. We need more ladies. I say this over again.
Yeah.
We need more ladies in the house, man. But anyway, there's only one thing left to say, Jen. Be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.
Party on.
Hey, shit. Hold on. Where's my brand? There you go.